Hello everybody and welcome to Pravus Gaming as I continue to explore my childhood favorites, and today we're playing Age of Empires 2 because how could we not? It is such a quintessential masterpiece of the RTS genre, truly genre defining that, we have to play it. It really is a great game. To this day, it's amazing. Now, of course, we're looking at the HD edition, so it's a little bit updated. But the single-player campaign in this game is so darn good. There's a lot to enjoy, and apparently 3 new expansions that I've never seen. The Forgotten African Kingdoms and Rise of the Rajas. Conquerors is about as far as I went as a child. All the campaigns are really, really solid, and they tell a really good story. They're historically based, they're fun, they have good mechanics. Everything to like there. Of course, today we're not going to be playing through an entire campaign. We are just going to play a standard game. And today we're going to play as the Saracens. Why? Because the Saracens are actually pretty good. They have a really fun, unique unit. They got camels. People riding camels and they throw swords at things. It's cool. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and create up some villagers. We'll gather up some wood. I don't see any immediate, berries or sheep or anything, which makes me kind of sad, so let's scout around for a little bit. So this is one of the old RTS genres for the PC platform. We're talking like 1997, right? And obviously the graphics and the gameplay mechanics are going to be somewhat straightforward as a result. Let's go ahead and build a mill here just so I can start building up some farms. But, yeah, it's nothing that extraordinary to look at. It's not like some sort of graphical masterpiece. They had limitations technologically as far as what they could do. But it doesn't matter, because the gameplay mechanics are so darn solid. You know, it doesn't matter that it's basic. It's perfectly balanced in and of its own right. There we go, the mill's done, which means now we can build out some farms. Okay. Constant food production would be nice, and of course you can reseed things, but it's not a major mechanic. Let's go ahead and just chop down this bamboo and get as many villagers together as possible. You want to have a really solid mechanic. One thing about Age of Empires 2 that I am remembering is it's a little bit slower paced, I would say, than some of the more modern RTS games. You really do need to have a good, strong economy if you want to win and fund the machines of war. You know, be prepared for a good match to take a good, 20 minutes or so. Some games kind of rush it through. Age of Empires takes their darn time, and that's okay. You don't really feel bad for it. It's not dragging. It's just a little slower, and you want to be patient. Basically, what I'm trying to say is don't neglect the basics in an attempt to rush your opponent down. This is not StarCraft, okay? Hey, look, gold. Not too far from the base. That is certainly nice. I wonder if the Shift Q stuff works. I'm trying to set up a lot of plans here. So we may have remember from the Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds video that I did that it didn't really work. It didn't actually fulfill its Q orders properly. Not sure why. And lo and behold, it sure as heck does seem like my scout is not indeed doing anything. Well, that sucks because it means I'm going to have to manually do all this myself. Ugh, I don't like that, but oh well. Old games. It happens. As always, I have to comment that one of the things that really comes back to me is the music. I'm listening to this stuff right now, and this is my childhood right here. There's something about the way that music, it just sticks in your brain as you grow up. I'm sure there's some really good developmental psychology thing behind that. But this is just bringing back vivid memories from my childhood. And a lot of those memories are not just me, sitting around for hours and hours playing this as a kid. I actually played this game quite a bit with my dad growing up. It was my first ever experience with LAN parties, so to speak. It was kind of in the early days. Wi-Fi sucked, and it wasn't really a thing. But we did still manage to set up our 2 house computers to actually set up these games and play them with each other. Of course, my dad always beat the snot out of me. Hey, look, I found another player. He always beat the crud out of me, and I was always thinking that I was doing pretty good. I'd try to build some, sneaky proxy bases kind of hidden behind the tree line and around him and get some trebuchets and try to kill him. And then, lo and behold, he brings 50 Viking longboats and just murders me. He never let me win. He never took pity on me, but I grew tough out of that, It would mean something if I ever beat my dad. Of course, I never did, so I never got that fulfillment, but I'm not bitter about that at all. I actually seem to remember trying to convince my parents that this counted as a historical, educational game. And therefore, they should allow me to play more than 30 minutes a day, because growing up, that was what I was restricted to. My parents did not want me to become addicted to video games. They never gave me a Game Boy. And they insisted that I only play 30 minutes a day at most, and that was it. So I would try to tell them, this is a historically based game. I'm learning about Joan of Arc and Saladin and El Cid and stuff like that. I don't remember if they actually ever bought that. I don't think they did. I'm pretty sure they saw right through me. which was always a shame. Well, no, it was good for me, but I wanted to play more, but oh well. By the way, I've already made a horrible blunder by placing this mill over here. I should have explored a little bit more and placed that next to the berries instead, but I didn't. So, hey look, sheeps. Sheep shoops. Let's go and gather some of them. My wife just ran into the room really excited that I said sheep shoops, because she likes those kinds of things. My wife is a doll. Okay, looks like we found ourselves another player on the opposite side of the map. I think it said at the beginning that that was the Mayans, so they'll be interesting. They're going to have, like, eagle warriors and stuff like that at the beginning of the game. But as we progress through the ages, I'm not too worried about them. I think we can handle it. The AI is not the worst, but it's also not the smartest on just a normal difficulty, which is what I have right now. We'll see if they actually build up a proper military. In the past, I've been able to play this game, and they really focus so much on the economy that they just kind of roll over and die. Hey, look, there goes an eagle warrior there. See? And there is our final opponent. English, I think, or the Britons. We may want to wipe them out kind of early. The Britons can get a unique unit, the Longbowmen, which have, I think, the longest range in the game. They're outrageously good in the right hands. I don't really want to have to deal with that, but we may want to kill them. And we are about to hit the Feudal Age. Boom! Now all of our buildings start to look more thematically appropriate. That eagle warrior steal all my shoops. Get out of here. Take those back. So yeah, you have to upgrade your units as you usually do. Upgrade those militia and men-at-arms and stuff. They get a bit more stats, you know. If we want to build up a blacksmith, you'll want to build up some better weapons and armor. Always go for those +1 attacks and resistances and so on. I mean, it is your classic RTS in that sense, but when I say classic, guys, understand, this is what defines the classic. Almost all RTS games, at some point, will be compared to Age of Empires 2 because it really is that defining of the genre. Let's see. Let's go ahead and build out an archery range. Usually, well, my strategy for Age of Empires 2 kind of varies a little bit depending on the civ that I'm going to play and kind of how many resources I have next to my base. I'm often a big fan of cavalry, simply because I can get some really good knights for my melee cavalry and mounted horse archers, and that's enough to kind of go and destroy your opponent. And it's fast. That's one of the great things about them. But you kind of have to get into the medieval age if you want to make that work, to get the horse archers. They're not available in the feudal age. So if you want to go for an early harass, then what I typically like to do is go for an infantry and archer-heavy combo kind of in the early game. These men-at-arms will certainly do the job. They get a slight attack bonus versus buildings, which can be quite nice. Spearmen can be helpful if your opponent's going to get a lot of cavalry, but in the early game, not as big. I'll usually mix 1 or 2 of those in. And then just a few archers. We'll go for the early harass, try to cripple our opponent kind of early on. You know, see how well that works for us. And then ideally, if we find that we're not, you know, pushing and killing an opponent within the first few minutes, we can start going for some basic siege weapons. Battering rams are pretty hardy. They do the job really well. Very good against buildings. So yeah, bring in just basic heavy infantry with some archers in the background. Battering rams, boom, your opponent's dead. Usually works. Ah, there's a horse archer guy. He's trying to come through. A scout. He's got my shoop. No, get out of here. Why won't... Hey, shoop. You belong to me. He's guiding the sheep out of my village. He's a sheep thief. There we go. Now we have a blacksmith. Extra attack for all infantry and cavalry. That'll be a good investment. One thing that I never realized when I was playing this as a kid, and reading through some of the building descriptions, I kind of recognize it now. I didn't realize that some of these military buildings actually do increase the production time of certain buildings. So, for example, I'm building a stable right now. Oh, gosh, another freaking horse. Protect the sheeps! But it does say that it actually increases the production speed of my castles, which I did not know. So that's actually a really good, compelling reason to actually build some of these things, even if I don't really expect to be building a lot of cavalry. It's worth getting it just to open up some options later and be a bit more effective. Kind of cool. You learn things. Oh, here comes for another pass. Let's get him. Surround the horseman. Hey, my first kill of the game. Oh no, I'm being attacked by a wild animal. Where? Oh, there's a wolf chasing me. Yep, gotta deal with the environmental hazards. Let's go ahead and get our troops together and see if we can do a quick harass against red. Wait, they're not the Byzantines. No, wait. Green, I thought green was... No, green is the English. I'm sorry, the Byzantines aren't the thieves. It was someone else. The English are thieves. Got it. Byzantines are in red. We need to go and kill them. I'm going to harass them, see if I can take out some of their economy in the early game. Let's go for the Castle Age in the meantime, though. Always want to stay technologically ahead of your opponent if you can. I don't see any soldiers defending, but all those villagers getting into the town center definitely can still kill me. So for now, let's see if we can just destroy their barracks. You know, anything to kind of delay their ability to get a military, and that will make it easier for me to come back and harass them once I do have some battering rams or something comparable. Oh, let's micro these guys out of the way. You can dodge arrows, by the way. They're not always super accurate. Yeah, let's micro these guys out of the way so we don't die or take too many losses. We'll probably lose 1 or 2 units. Not sure there's a lot we can do about it, but... even so. The destruction of their barracks will be nice. Boom! Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, we're in the Castle Age. Buildings look different once again. Which means now we can get a whole new set of technologies and upgrade all of our units and blah 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 blah. It's a little expensive, and I'm honestly not feeling super comfortable with my economy. Like, my food production's not high enough, and my gold production definitely is not high enough. And if we ever want to build out a castle or some sort of static defenses, we'll want to get some stone. I guess I never did really explain the 4 basic resources in the game. Lumber, food, gold, and stone. But really, do I need to? Because, again, it's super basic. Every RTS is going to have this to some extent. Population caps, blah, blah, blah. I mean... If you know anything... Oh, hello. Graphical glitch. If you know anything about an RTS game, you know something about this. And frankly, I'd be surprised if even some of you youngins who are under the age of 25 haven't seen or played Age of Empires 2 to some extent. Let's go ahead and get that siege workshop going. We do have a monastery, which means now we can train up some monks. Though I don't know if monk is the correct term for the Saracens, but oh well. Monks are really good because they can heal your units. The other advantage to a monk is they can convert enemy units if given a little bit of uninterrupted time. Doesn't always work out. I usually do not bother. Yeah, I think you can actually convert their buildings too, now that I think about it. I don't usually bother with that, but I do like to have some field medics. It makes it a lot easier to sustain an attack, even if you don't have any siege weapons. You know, you just go ahead and have your infantry charge against the town center, 2 or 3 monks in the background healing them up, and that's usually enough to beat them down. Hey, we have a battering ram. They're slow as molasses running down your grandma's back, but man, do they do the job. Alright, we have a couple of battering rams. Let's go and attack the Byzantines and see if we can knock them out of the game. And let's launch the assault on Emperor Constantine. At least now that the battering rams have finally caught up. Get some extra armor, make sure that we don't die to their arrows anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, I'm not even worried about it. This should be an easy win. And 1 monk is not enough to stop this many arrows and defenses from the town center. We'll probably lose 1 or 2 units, but you know, it'll slow it down quite a bit. But that'll be 1 player out. The AI does not typically bother building a second town center. Typically. And it looks like, in this case, the Byzantines never actually rebuilt their barracks. So they have literally no defenses whatsoever. There we go. My throne was most uncomfortable. No wonder thou wert victorious. I shall abdicate. Yeah, what a wonderful excuse. I'm sure your people believe you. Alright, I think it's time to start turning my attention to the English. We should be sufficiently powerful at this point. 4 battering rams, 3 monks, plenty of archers and men-at-arms and stuff. Yeah, we can beat them. I'd love to get into the Imperial Age, but we don't have nearly enough gold. It's gonna take me a little while. We'll get there, though. You know what I'd like to build? A castle. Castles are really good. They're super strong defensive buildings, and they are what train your trebuchets and your unique units. In this case, the Mamluks, as I said, camel riders that throw swords. Pretty good. Why is only 1 battering ram over here? Oh, the other 3 are way back there. Ah! One of the problems that Age of Empires has always had is the unit pathing. There we go. Unit pathing has never been outstanding, so that'll be a thing to worry about. I don't see any defenses for the English either. They've got a barracks, but as far as I can tell, they didn't actually build a dang thing. No one's attacking my scout. Well, this'll be easy. Hey, they're sending a fire ship after me. Right up to the shore. Perfect. My swordsman can attack it now. Good job, English. All right, die, you British dogs. Never forgot about the sheep theft of 667 BC. That's not at all correct. This is just before the Feudal Age. Whatever, it's more fun to just say that. Well, that should be the end of them pretty soon. Just in time for the rest of the battering rams to get over here. Oh, where does that spearman think he's going? Nobody knows. A graceless hillock rose too near my town center. No wonder thou wert victorious. They always make silly excuses. Wow, the Mayans look pretty cool. I always thought that the Mayans and the Aztecs were a pretty fun nation. That sound you're hearing? Well, maybe I'm talking too loud, but that sound, that is a monk trying to convert things. So he saw my scout and he's like, ha! A perfect disciple for our pagan religion. It's actually really annoying when they do that, because then you have to go and, like, kill your own units back again. It's just, ugh, I don't like it. And we have reached the Imperial Age. Oh, wait, that's the wrong game. Well, let's just go ahead and get a bunch of upgrades. I don't have a lot of resources. Darn it. Whatever. We'll try to build up for one last assault. Oh, look. A monk. Were you just going to... I need to kill you before you can convert me here. That'd be really annoying. There we go. And we're being attacked by a dire wolf. What are we going to do? Go all the way down to my nation and try to convert me to your religion? I mean, monks are not exactly combat units. I don't know why I'm not seeing him build a lot of military. Oh, goody. Another one. Let's try to kill that thing. Kill it. Darn it. He managed to convert... Well, that's just irritating. Now he's got a Mamluk. Frickin' Mayans. I'll kill you for that one. There. Sword to the face. Little did you know that those scimitars are actually perfect throwing weapons. Alright, we got a few Mamluks to use. Let's just go ahead and charge. Hey, look. They have Eagle Warriors still. Okay. It's almost as if the AI is stupid. Now, ultimately, every civilization in this game kind of plays the same as all the others. The only real difference are the unique units, which can be pretty fun. And I think maybe one or two unique technologies, but it really doesn't matter too much who you play. You're going to follow the same sort of tactics and general playstyle no matter what you do. It's really the campaigns that are unique for every civilization, and a lot of them are actually really quite good. Yep, there goes King Stormy Sky. Far too many birds flew over my kingdom. Well, you are the king of the stormy skies. Why didn't you just create a storm and scare off all the birds? And here's the score. Wow, that military score comparatively, though. Holy crud, did they even try? Okay. Well, I don't remember the AI being this pathetically stupid. But apparently it is. Let's pretend that wasn't a thing and go try out one of the single-player campaigns instead. Now, I love a lot of the campaigns here. My favorite probably is Attila the Hun. You can kind of get to see that it does tell a story before everyone. I mean, they're actually really entertaining, but I'm not going to make you watch all this right now. See, one of the things that's really fun about this particular campaign is right off the bat, it actually tries to kind of screw with you. So the story here is that Attila the Hun and his brother Bleda are kind of vying for control over the Huns. And Bleda recommends an iron boar hunt, and whoever can kill the iron boar will become the leader. Of course, as you're about to see right now, he's about to betray me and try to have a bunch of archers appear out of the trees and kill me, which will happen right about now. There they are. So the question is, can we kill Bleda fast enough? And I don't really think you can. We can try killing all the archers and stuff, but it's very difficult to survive. I think you can technically survive this, but with all these archers peppering you, you kind of are going to lose. And if Attila dies, you lose the campaign. So right off the bat, the developers are kind of screwing with you and forcing you to restart this campaign and think a little bit outside of the box. Namely, kill Bleda while he's fighting the boar before you can have the archers pop out and kill you. Basically, you need to be the dishonorable one if you want to have a chance at winning. That's one of the reasons that right off the bat, I always thought this was a fun campaign. Now, can I actually... I don't think I can kill Bleda. I think because the archers did enough damage, I'm just straight up gonna die. I can't even outrun him, can I? I mean, I have faster health regen than he does. I know that much. Maybe I can just stay away from him until I regen enough to kill him? Or is that a terrible idea? I mean, we can certainly try it. Alternatively, I can just, you know, let myself die and reload. Oh no, 10% health, 10 health. Run! Run away! Run around the trees! We'll play Ring Around the Rosie with Bleda the Hun! Ah, he's faster than I am, though, so I don't feel like this is gonna go very well. Uh-oh. 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 And I'm gonna die. Yep, alright, so that's how it's supposed to go. This is why you have to rethink how you're gonna approach this campaign. Alright, let's restart this. So case in point, what I'm going to do is let Bleda fight the boar, and I'm going to switch over my diplomacy to make Bleda an enemy, and then I'm going to attack him, rather than wait for the archers to come out and get me. So now, we're going to be able to murder him and take control of the Huns. See? It's exactly how it's supposed to go. Bleda is dead. So now we return, and they're going to get all upset and have a little Civil War skirmish, and then we'll win and take over the Huns. Yeah? Objectives have changed. Here we go. Here we go.
Attila murdered Bleda. We were too late to stop the bloodshed. We are left with an honorless cur.
And what were you doing in the forest, noble archer, if not waiting to ambush Attila at Bleda's command?
And there we go. See? Now we're just going to go ahead and have to kill all the little stragglers who try to stay loyal to Bleda, and then boom, we win. I mean, that's not the end of the mission, of course. There's still a lot more to do, but this kind of gives you an idea of what was really a kind of an innovation at the time was some really solid scripting and voice acting to make every scenario in some way unique. I mean, the scripting actually was pretty solid back in those days, and that was something that no one had ever tried before. So it made for really entertaining campaigns. So that's Age of Empires 2, everybody. I think it is a fantastic game. Even to this day, it's still worth playing if you really want to try a good old-fashioned classic. Something that really stands out in gaming history. It's Age of Empires 2, guys. Play it. And I think it actually still, to this day, has a pretty solid multiplayer scene from all the 20-something-year-olds who grew up on this like I did. It's great. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if so, you'll consider hitting that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.